Zach Life Beat Depression is day 762, and you know what we're about to do. Get into another somatic healing session to wipe out depression. Thank you so much, everybody, for being here now. Anyone who's tuning in later. I also want to shout out a thank you to anybody here for the live performance. Thank you, guys. Thank you so much for coming out and showing up and being part of this workshop. My goal is to share with you guys some mental health tools that have helped me overcome my struggles with depression, anxiety, and overcome loss and grief as well. The first mental health tool that we're going to cover today, we cover it on every single show, is a powerful mental health tool known as gratitude. And the cool thing about the gratitude tool is even if you can't find something to be grateful for, simply asking yourself the question of, what am I grateful for today, can have a positive impact on the brain. And if you do it regularly, over time, can actually condition you to have a more positive outlook in life. So, today I am grateful to Ranit for inviting me out to share these mental health tools. Thank you, Ranit. Here she comes with pizza. Say hello, Ranit.
Hi! Thank you!
Thank you so much. And to the Grace Exhibition Space and to the wonderful crew out here. Thank you so much, everyone, for being here and for hosting me. And I am also grateful to you guys and girls tuning in out there. Shout out to Lisa the Luminary, Luca from Canada, Juan Ki, and this kid is lucky. Thank you guys so much for being the first ones in. And for those of you who don't know, that was my piece of gratitude. Go ahead and think about your piece of gratitude. And if anyone here has a piece of gratitude that they'd like to share, you could yell it out or pop your hand up if you got something. Anything you're grateful for?
To be here at Grace Exhibition Space and my first collaboration with Ronit.
Sweet. Woo! Nice. Anyone else? Ronit? 280. There's a whole bunch of gratitude going around.
Yes, and Gino right back there, the gallery, so this amazing space. Thank you so much for hosting. And to you guys and to you, team, of course, for coming and
Thank you.
your show here with us.
Thank you so much. And thank you for sharing. One of the best things we can do for each other is share the things that help us in our daily goal towards better mental health or better quality of life. So thank you guys so much for sharing that as well. Before we get into the next mental health tool that we're going to discuss, I want to let you guys know a little bit about myself, what I'm doing and why I'm doing it. In 2019, I was diagnosed with post-traumatic stress-induced depression, and I went through a severe amount of loss. I was excommunicated from my religion. I lost contact with everyone who raised me from birth to about 30 years old, including my immediate family. I was shunned by them. I lost a marriage of 9 years, and it was also a 14-year relationship. And my faith, and a lot of other things. I also had a business crumble with a partner who defrauded me, so a whole bunch of loss going on, which hopefully was understandably put me into clinical depression. I was in therapy and prescribed medication and going through that process, but continuing to decline mentally. And what happened was the suicidal ideation started to creep up and become more and more prevalent in my life, until at one point it was the only thing that I could think of doing. So it was at that point that I went through the process. I wound up in an emergency room, and I made a decision there that I needed to do something for myself. I couldn't rely on the therapy because I was continuing to decline. I couldn't rely on the medication. I needed to do something to help myself. So the first thing I did was buy a punching bag because I was really angry, and I heard it feels good to punch a bag when you're angry. So I picked that up and I put it in my house, and the moment that I hit that bag, I felt a release unlike anything that I was able to achieve through therapy or medication. And I didn't know it at the time, but what I was experiencing was somatic healing. And if you guys have heard of it before, somatic healing is a way that we can process trauma, stress, PTSD, grief, loss, and all types of different traumatic events through the nervous system. So in the animal kingdom, when an animal encounters a situation of high stress or high anxiety, you'll often notice the animal, when it gets away from that danger, will shake it off, will literally shake. You've probably seen dogs do this. If dogs get scared, after they're away from danger, they'll give it a shake. And that's actually the nervous system completing that process of trauma. It's known as somatic healing. And we as humans tend not to take that step. We tend to forget about the physical side of what we're experiencing. We go back to work, we go back to our homes, and that stress gets stored in the body because that process never completed. So I like to say that we have issues in our tissues, and the only way that we can heal them is to feel them. So we need to find a way to express ourselves physically and complete that process so that we can move forward. So since that time, it's not all bad news. I had a complete turnaround, and I made a dedication because of the way it was feeling for me to train. I made a dedication to train every single day until depression's wiped out from the face of the planet. So I'm in for the long haul. And it's been 762 days since I started training, and it also has been 762 days since I had a single thought of suicidal ideation. This training has also allowed me to come off of medication with a green light from my doctors and out of therapy with a green light from my therapist as well. So that is the effect that it's had in my life. And the best things for me, the best experiences I've ever had in life have been shared experiences. So I knew what was going on with me, I had to share it with the world, and that's why I'm out here now, sharing my self-care with you guys and tools that I found that help me forward in my recovery. And it's been helping a lot of other people through our virtual class we do every single day, and that's what you guys are part of right now. We also have a physical Volkswagen bus with a punching bag attached to it that tours across the nation, training anybody who's dealing with depression or anxiety for free, just so that you guys can get that physical experience and hopefully start a healing journey of your own and move onward and forward to better mental health. So that's why I'm here and what I'm doing. Now we can kind of get into the next mental health tool, which is the progress tracking tool. If you guys set a daily goal for yourselves and you show up and accomplish that goal, actually keeping track of it and writing down a physical number of days that you crushed that goal will have a cumulative effect on your progress. And it starts to change the mindset from victim to victor, because you start to see physical proof of your endurance, physical proof of your strength with whatever you are dealing with. And for those of you who have dealt with depression, we need that physical anchor to get us back to reality, because depression will feed you thoughts like you can't, or you're not capable of, or it'll even make you feel like your body's too heavy to lift out of bed. So to have physical proof that those things are lies, that those things are temporary thoughts and feelings, can be tremendously beneficial. And it has been tremendously beneficial for a lot of people in their lives. Some of you guys out there, just a quick shout out to Lisa the Luminary, who has put in 462 days of consecutive training. She's had tremendous change in her life. And there's a few others out there who are over that double-digit mark. Shout out to Brett, a.k.a. Soul. Shout out to Alon. Shout out to Slayer Ken, who's in the 300s. To Master Checo out there, appreciate you guys. And Brett just shared his number, 83 days. 83 days of progress for Brett. So thank you guys so much for sharing your number out there in Instagram land. And I hope that you guys find tools that work for you. Keep track of them and add that list tool to it, because it can really have a very powerful effect in all aspects of life. So that being said, that's the list tracking tool. The next thing we're going to move into is actually the first part of the lesson. We're going to have a 3-part series today. It's going to go from semi-high intensity to a nice calming breathwork focused routine, then into a higher intensity breathwork routine, and we're going to finish up with a meditation that will calm you guys down, and hopefully you find some tools that will work for you. So to get it started for the first portion, we're going to practice some basic punches. So if you guys want to space out, if you like to participate, that's totally fine. If not, you can just view and see if there's something you'll enjoy. But if you could space out a little bit and get into a nice square stance, you can kind of visualize in front of you an opponent, a physical embodiment. And we're going to practice some basic punches. So the jab and the cross. Those are the 2 punches we're going to start with. And what you want to do is go ahead and visualize that opponent, stand nice and square with them. Square the hips, square the shoulders with that opponent.
Oh, sorry.
Thank you for joining. You can be on camera, it's all good. Did you pop in there? Yeah, there's Ronnie. Thank you, Ronnie, for joining. So, thank you so much. So we're going to start by squaring up with that visualized opponent. And one of the things that we can help ourselves with when we're training in martial arts, we can add in some other mental health tools. So when you visualize that opponent, give that opponent a name. Give that opponent the name of the thing you want to work on. If it's anxiety, make it the anxiety dummy. If it's depression, make it the depression dummy. Because what we're going to do here is knock the lies that depression and anxiety try to sell us right out of their stupid faces. That's the plan. So, go ahead and visualize your dummy. Or start squaring up with the hips and the shoulders facing that dummy. And if you can imagine a square on the floor, what you want to do is take one foot and step forwards, put in the ball of that foot in the top corner, and the ball of the back foot in the back corner. Wherever your dominant hand is, the one that you write with, that's going to be your rear foot. So that one should be back. Yep, you got it. You want to be nice and balanced. Front foot in the top corner, back foot in the bottom corner, head right in the middle. So we're nice and balanced. From there, you want to sink a little bit on the knees so that you can turn nice and easy on the ball of the foot. You should be able to turn nice and easy through the hips and shoulders. That's it. You guys are getting it. It's awesome. So from there, we're going to bring the hands up, and we're going to practice turning the shoulders when we turn our hips. And when we turn our hips and the shoulders together, we want to rotate on the ball of the foot. So notice when I turn this way, my lead hand's going forwards, I'm rotating the ball on the front foot. When I turn the opposite direction, I'm rotating with the ball of the rear foot. The whole time, my head's in the center, we're staying nice and balanced. And we're going to practice that. We're going to be like a washing machine, just twisting those shoulders forwards and backwards, exaggerating that movement. And we're going to start to turn this into our basic jab and cross. So go ahead and bring your fists up to your brow line. Close the fingers. Tuck the thumbs on top of the fingers. So you got a nice fist going there. And now we're going to continue that twisting motion, but just extend that fist forwards, right into the face of that visualized target. So when we twist this way, lead shoulder, lead hand, that's the jab. When we twist the opposite way, that's the cross. Bam, you got it. Jab, cross, bam, nice. All right, so make sure when you're tossing that jab and cross and you're twisting through the shoulders that you're visualizing that target and making contact with his stupid face, right? Punch the depression dummy right in his stupid face, pop, 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 and make sure that you're turning those fists over and connecting with the knuckles. You guys are getting it. I like it. I like what I'm seeing. Thank you guys so much for participating. So to help us out with this process, we're going to start a timer. We're going to go through about 10 minutes. We're going to toss some punches. We're going to toss some... Don't worry. It's going to vary in intensity. It'll slow down. If it feels like it's too much, absolutely go at your pace, take breaks, and dial down that intensity. You can move at your... if you want to check out, Ronnie, I don't want to tire you out before you perform. But if you want to stop, feel free. We're going to have some Fighting Spirit of the 80s coming through this sweet retro synth boombox behind me. And hopefully that will motivate you guys to get out there and keep punching. And if Bryce is in the audience, Bryce, please join me and lend us your talents on the drums. Thank you so much, Bryce. We're going to have live drum accompaniment. And we're going to get this thing going. Bam. So we're going to crank this thing. We're going to visualize that dummy in front of us. We'll start this timer. Feel free to jam along as you feel. Thank you so much again. And let me get this thing going. Boom, boom, boom. Remember to breathe in the nose and out of the mouth as you throw those punches. Go ahead and square up with that dummy. Visualize that target. Pop into your balanced stance and start twisting those shoulders. Now you can twist them to the beat. You can twist them at your pace. Just make sure you're rotating through the hips and shoulders together. And we're going to start tossing that lead hand and then the trail hand. Lead hand, trail hand. Lead hand, trail hand. Twist through. As you twist through and toss those punches, visualize that target and snapping that punch. Pop, 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 pop. Right in the face of that depression dummy. Remember what you're working for out here. It's a better quality of life. A quality of life that you deserve. How do you know you deserve it? It's based on what you give, so give it 100% and hit that dummy right in the face. Let's go. Turn through those hips. Toss those punches. Rotating through. Keep the head right on the center line and visualize that target. We're going to switch it up and toss some combinations. So it'll be a 1, 2, and then back to a neutral stance. 1, 2, back to stance. 1, 2, back to stance. Send the punch straight forward. Straight forward, bam, you got it. Right ahead, straight ahead, pop, pop, twist through. You You guys at home, go at your own pace. Remember to mix it up. 1, 2, 1, 2. Now we're gonna do a 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. And back to stand. 1, 2, 3. Back to stand. 1, 2, 3. Back to stand. After each combination, return to that neutral position where the hips are facing forward, shoulders are facing forward, so visualize that target. Bring that guard up high and let's go. 1, 2, 3, back. 1, 2, 3, back. 1, 2, 3, back. 1, 2, 3. After each combo, remember to bring that guard high by the brow line and keep yourself protected. You can tuck your chin, visualize that target, and let's step into it. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. All right, now we're gonna switch it up a little bit, and we're gonna start doing some gut punches, some body shots. Not the kind you're used to, but martial arts body shots. So for this, you can imagine carrying a bag of groceries. It's pretty much the most relatable thing. Most people have experience carrying groceries like this when it's heavy. Bring that arm up, locking the elbow in about 90 degrees. And we're gonna use the same hip motion and that same rotation, but we're gonna fire that punch, boom, right from the hip. So bring the fist down, locking the elbow in at 90, palm facing up, and turn through that hip, sending the fist forward, boom. After you contact that depression dummy right in the guts, bring the fist back to the head to defend, and we drop the opposite arm down to the side. Bring the elbow into the side, arm up at 90 degrees, you got it. Twist through that hip, bam, and hit him in the guts. Bring it back to defend. Opposite hand drops, twist through, bang, hit him in the guts. Back to stance. Let's start working it into a combo. 1 to the body, drop the hand, 2 to the body, and back up. Visualize turning through and stopping when you make impact with that dummy. Really feel that impact. Stop the fist there. Bring it back to the head, drop the other one, whoosh, drop through, and punch that dummy in the guts. Bring it back to the head, whoosh, and punch that dummy in the guts. Breathe out the mouth with force. Bring it back to the head, whoosh, hit that dummy, let's go. Bring the hand up, drop the other one, whoosh, drive through that hip, and back to stance. Neutral stance, good job so far, everybody. Keep going, you guys keep pushing at your pace out there at home. We're gonna go back to the 1, 2, 3, and this time we're gonna start to improve our technique with the breath. So, go back into your high stance, your high guard here. We're gonna go back to that 1, 2, 3. But each time you throw that punch out, I want you guys to exhale really hard through the mouth. So, whoosh, 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 whoosh. You can make noise, you can just use the breath. Yeah, that's fine. Whatever you feel. Oof, oof. You want to use it from the gut. The idea here is when we engage that core with that powerful breath, we're going to transmit even more power into those punches. Visualize that target. We're going to hit him with the 1, 2, 3. Exhale on all 3 of those punches. Whoosh, whoosh, whoosh. 3 shots. Whoosh, whoosh, whoosh. 3 punches. Whoosh, whoosh, whoosh. Guard it up high. Bring it up high, right? Pull the fingers, tuck the thumbs. Keep the wrist nice and straight. And turn into it. Just like we turn the body, we want to turn the fist over as well. So we're landing on those large 2 knuckles. Pop, 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 right in the face of that depression dummy. Back to stance. Let's hit him with the 1, 2, 3. Whoosh, whoosh, whoosh. Let's go. Whoosh, whoosh, whoosh. Get through it, Ronnie. Let's go. Turn those shoulders. Boom, boom, boom. Twist those hips. Hush, hush, hush. You got it. Hit that dummy in the head. Let's go. Whoosh, whoosh, whoosh. Whoosh, whoosh, whoosh. Whoosh, whoosh, whoosh. 1, 2, 3. Visualize that target and breathe through it. Back to stance. Let's work the body again. Body shots. Dropping the arm, locking that elbow in at 90 degrees. Close the fist, palm facing up. Tuck that thumb, and we're gonna fire. Bam! Fire that shot right from the hip into the guts. Bring it back to defend the head. Other one drops to 90. Bam! Twist through and fire it into the guts. Bring it back to the head. Drop the other one to 90. Whoosh! Into the guts and back to stance. Drop the other one. Whoosh! There we go. We're gonna start getting into a pattern here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Boom. You're staying nice and centered, nice and balanced, and driving through that hip, working that rotation, visualizing that target, and add that breathwork tool in there as well. Whoosh, 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 boost. Now, if this is your first time, this might be a lot all at once. Don't worry about it. The more you practice, the more you get into it, the easier it will become, the more comfortable it will be to practice. So, if you'd like to continue going, we can continue visualizing that target, and we can drop that pace down to a more controlled one. But we're going to still focus in on the body. So, bring that guard up high, and we're going to toss that 1, 2, 3, turning those fists over, but we're going to do it nice and easy this time. Just twist through nice and slow, nice and easy. And we're setting you guys up for the next session, which is going to be a very calm, breathwork-based session here. Later, buddy. Thank you guys so much for coming out. Twist through, driving those fists forward. Remember to square up the hips with the target after each combo. Square those shoulders. And twist through. 1, 2, 3. Bringing the guard back to the head after each strike. So 1. When we twist through for the 2, we bring that 1 back to defend the head. When we twist through for the 3, the other one comes back to defend the head. Back to stance, and 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Turning through it. Back to stance. 1, 2, 3. Back. 1, 2, 3. Back. 1, 2, 3. Back. Now body shots. 1, 2, 3. And back. Head shots. 1, 2, 3. And back. Body shots. 1, 2, 3. And back. Head. 1, 2, 3. Back. Body. 1, 2, 3. Back. Head. 1, 2, 3. Back. Good job. Let's tune into the breath. Thank you guys so much for participating. Let's tune into the breath a little bit and calm that nervous system down. We're going to take a deep breath in through the nose to the belly. Hold it in for a moment. Long exhale out the mouth. And if you want to play us down, kind of bring that energy level down as we get back to the breath. Cruise out. We've got about 2 minutes to calm that nervous system. So what you're feeling right now is probably an elevated heart rate, activated nervous system, a little bit of a light sweat, a lot of activated energy. What we're going to do is we're going to take control of that activated energy and actually calm the nervous system using the power of breath. So, I'm going to drop this volume just a little. Thank you so much. Appreciate you, Bryce. Thank you, Bryce, and for Bryce for helping us out with his musical talents. And we're going to focus in on that breathwork tool now. And we're going to shift the mood up just a little bit. We've got some binaural beats for you guys. They work better with headphones. If you get a chance to stream them, they're all free on Spotify. Just search the artist, sacklifeofficial.com. and see if they work for you. Some people, it helps them go to sleep, helps them enter meditation. Others, it's just a good, calming, relaxing tune. So, what we're going to do now is shift that pace over to a low-intensity breathwork tool. And we started it before, but I'm going to give you guys a little more detail on it. And this is a tool that you can use at any time. So if you're in a stressful situation, you can tune into just the power of breath and use that to calm the nervous system. We're going to start with the hands as a guide. Placing one hand over the chest and one hand over the belly. We're going to take a deep breath in through the nose and attempt to keep that chest flat right where it is. We're going to breathe deep and expand the belly, but keep that chest flat. So take that deep breath in through the nose and expand that belly out. Long exhale out the mouth. Now there are a lot of different ways we can make this more and more effective. So one of them is, when we take that deep breath in through the nose, we want to make sure it goes to the belly and the chest stays flat. And when we exhale through the mouth, we want to put a little bit of resistance between the lips. So you want a little bit of back pressure coming back as you exhale that breath from the belly. So let's try it together. Deep breath in through the nose to the belly. Hold on to it for a moment. And on this exhale, put some resistance in that mouth, some back pressure. It's almost like you're pushing against something. And you're going to start to notice very quickly as you continue in this breathing pattern. This is known as diaphragm breathing. It's a breathwork tool, and it will calm the nervous system. It just takes a matter of practice, just like a hammer. It can be effective, but we have to learn how to use it. Let's continue on and make it a little more effective. Hand over the chest, keep it flat. Hand over the belly, deep breath in through the nose to that belly. Hold on to it. Long and slow exhale through pursed lips. Now to make sure that this is effective, we want to make sure that that exhale is twice as long as the inhale. So if you want to do a count on your inhale, you can count to 2, nice and slow. Hold it in the belly, and now count to 4 on the exhale. Making that exhale twice as long as the inhale, and you might already start to feel that calming effect on the heart rate and on the nervous system. If not, let's keep it going. We can make it even more effective. Take that deep breath in again, through the nose to the belly. Hold on to it. Close the eyes and visualize that breath leaving the body as we exhale for 4 seconds. Again, deep breath in through the nose to the belly. Keeping those eyes closed, we can tap into the power of visualization. Hold on to that breath for a moment and visualize that exhale. 4 seconds out the mouth. How are you guys feeling right now? Relaxed? Calm? Lower heart rate? And if you notice, just a moment ago we had an elevated heart rate, we had an activated feeling, and just in a couple of moments we're able to take that nervous system down and get it under control. So now we're going to make that even more effective by mixing in martial arts training. So we're going to combine movement with that breathwork tool of diaphragmatic breathing. So on that deep inhale back to the belly, we're going to assume our defensive stance. And on that long exhale forwards, we're going to very slowly flow into a jab. So take a very long exhale. Exhaling into the jab. Finish the breath at the point of contact. And then when you take that deep breath in again, slowly return back to your defensive stance. Deep breath into the belly. Hold that breath in the belly. Long and slow exhale out the mouth. As you twist through those hips and shoulders, extending that fist forward into the jab. You got it. Deep inhale back through the nose to the belly. Back to defensive stance. Hold that breath in. Long and slow exhale into the jab. Finish that breath in the jab. And deep inhale back. Now what we're going to do, you can shake out your arms and legs. If you're feeling any lactic acid building up in there, stay nice and loose. And now what we're going to do is we're going to add 2 shots in, but it's still going to be 1 long exhale. So what you want to do, we're going to toss the jab and the cross, but we're going to do it both shots on 1 long, very slow exhale. So let's take the deep inhale back to defensive stance. And then long and slow exhale through both jab and cross. Just 1 long breath, 2 strikes. Deep inhale back to defense. Hold it in the belly. Long and slow exhale through jab and cross. Try and keep that wrist nice and straight as you extend that fist out. Finish the breath in striking pattern and deep inhale back through the nose to the belly. Holding that breath in the belly, long and slow exhale through jab cross. Now we can apply this tool to any martial arts striking pattern that we like and create a creative routine that gives us both a break from stress and improves our muscle memory and builds on our martial arts technique, making us more capable in self-defense situations and also giving us more tools to work with in our own self-care routine. So we're going to practice those body shots we did before with all that high intensity, but we're going to go through them using the power of this breathwork tool again. So let's return back to the breath, hand over the chest, hand over the belly. Let's make sure we're breathing right. Take that deep breath in through the nose, fill in the belly. Keeping the chest nice and flat, long and slow exhale out the mouth. One more time, deep breath into the belly. Hold on to it for a moment, and then long and slow, let it go. Now we're going to mix that tool again with the body shots, but this time very slow, very low intensity. Take that deep breath into your defensive stance, and then on the exhale, we want to drop the arm to 90 and twist through, driving that body shot forwards. Finish the breath at that first strike, and deep inhale as you bring the hand back to defend. You're back in your square position, guards high, breath held. We're going to drop the opposite arm and exhale nice and slow. As you turn, nice rotation, turn and extend that fist. Finish the breath at the point of impact. Deep inhale back to defensive stance. Holding that breath in the belly, we're going to go for 2 body shots this time, long and slow. All the way through. And deep inhale back to defensive stance. Guard high. Remember to visualize that opponent and make contact with that depression dummy. Right in his guts. Drop that fist. Boom. 1. Boom. 2. Hit that target. On the inhale, bring the fist back to defend the head. And square up those hips and shoulders with your visualized target. Long and slow. We're going to mix it up now and start going high and low on. So we're going to start with the jab cross on the exhale, and then the next round we'll go with 2 body shots. Sound good? All right, deep breath into defensive position. Guard high, long and slow. Exhale through jab cross. Deep inhale back to defensive position. Long and slow exhale through double body shots. Deep inhale back to defense. We're going high and low, jab cross. Deep inhale back. Now 2 body shots, long and slow. Deep inhale back. Double jab cross. Finish the breath at the strike, deep inhale back. Keep that defense high by the brow line. Turn those fists in. Long and slow exhale through those double body shots. Deep inhale back. We can return to the power breath here. Make sure that intensity's staying low. And ask you guys to check in on yourselves and how are you feeling right now? How's your calm level? Are you calm? Sweet, then it's working. We're going to return to that breathwork tool and make sure we didn't get carried away with the striking. So again, 1 hand over the chest, 1 hand over the belly. You can close your eyes and visualize the breath the whole time. Visualize it entering through the nose, traveling down, filling the belly. And as you hold it, visualize it there, sitting with that power of peace you're giving yourself. And then long and slow exhale out the mouth with resistance. Let's do it together. Deep breath into the belly. Hold on to it. Long and slow exhale and let it go. Inhale again, deep to the belly, through the nose. Hold on to it for a moment. And then long and slow, let it go. Remember to purse those lips and put some resistance there. That'll further exercise that diaphragmatic breathing muscle and further calm the nervous system. You can continue in this pattern for just a moment, and then we're going to start to move into an activated breath. So if you don't want to get into another high intensity session, that's totally cool. You guys can all go at your own pace. But the next breath we're going to use is called the yogic breath of fire, and it will activate the nervous system. Some people use it to give themselves energy without the jitters of coffee, and it's also a great way to handle the stress hormone cortisol. When we breathe in this pattern, our body will actually pump that stress hormone cortisol, but we'll be conditioning our brain to handle it in a positive way that it accepts as progress and success instead of panic and stress. So, if you guys want to give that a shot, we're just about done with the calming session. I'm going to switch up these tunes a little bit for us. One more. There we go. We're going to get into the yogic breath of fire. If you haven't practiced it before, I just want to shout out as well to Jewel and to Bruce. Thank you guys for tuning in. Appreciate you out there. If you haven't practiced it before, we'll go over that, and then we'll link it in again to the martial arts training and combine movement with that breathwork tool to make it even more effective. So first things first, for the yogic breath of fire, what we want to do is a short, powerful breath out the mouth. And we want to take a passive inhale. That means we're not consciously taking that deep draw in through the nose. We're just going to let the breath kind of rebound back. So it's going to look like this. In a single pulse, push that breath out of the mouth, and we just passively let it return. It's not a deep, it's just like a bounce back. So we're going to turn that into a pattern with no breaks in between. And each breath, each pulse is going to be 1 rep. We're going to start with 20 reps and see how we feel. And this is a tool that can dehydrate you. It also does put a stress on the nervous system. So it's very important that you stay in tune with yourself. If you're feeling dizzy or lightheaded, dial back the intensity, slow it down, switch back over to the calming breathwork tool. So, without further ado, let's start the yogic breath of fire. If you're into it, if you'd like to give it a shot, and you don't need your hands for this one to start, we're just going to start with that pulse breath out, no breaks, and we're going to continue with a pattern starting with 20 reps. In 3, 2, 1. Take a break, take a deep breath in, and see how you feel. If you're feeling lightheaded, seeing spots, or feeling dizzy, definitely dial it back. If you've never done it before, that can happen a lot of times. It's a new experience for the body, so you got to give yourself some time to ease into it. If you're still feeling good, and you're feeling nice, and you're not dizzy or lightheaded, we'll carry on with another 20 breaths of fire in 3, 2, 1. Deep breath in through the nose to the belly. Long exhale out the mouth and check in on yourself. Make sure you're not feeling dehydrated, dizzy, or also nauseousness to the stomach is common. These are all signs of overreaching, and you want to dial it back. If you're feeling good, we're going to go for 40 breaths of fire. Keep that pattern going. We'll make some progress really fast with this one. In 3, 2, 1. And take that deep breath in through the nose to the belly. Check in on yourself. Make sure you're not feeling lightheaded. You're doing good. Now we're going to start to combine that yogic breath of fire with light jabs and crosses. We're just going to toss that jab and cross just kind of from the shoulders. You can stay in a nice balanced position, or you can go back to that Muay Thai based position we did before, whatever you're comfortable with. And what we want to do is we want to kind of aim to line up the snap and the punch with the pulse and the breath. So when we have that little pulse out, there's a tiny snap in the punch. That's going to be, each punch is going to match that pulse in the breath. We're going to keep it going for 20 breath of fire punches in 3, 2, 1. Deep breath in through the nose to the belly. Long exhale out the mouth. Make sure you're not feeling lightheaded. I'm feeling it a little myself, so don't overextend. Make sure we dial it back. You can slow the pace down on those breaths so that it's not too intense, and you can stick with 20 as we climb if it feels like it's getting a little out of hand. We're going to get back into it. As we toss these punches, we want to make sure that we're rotating the shoulders, right? We're turning through the hips a little bit, and we're sending those punches straight forwards ahead of us. Sometimes really visualizing that target straight ahead, boom, boom, will really help us build accuracy in our technique and make it easier to toss those punches right on target when we get ourselves to a back. It'll help us improve that technique. So pop back into your defensive stance. We're going to go for another 20 breath of fire punches. And remember, send them straight from the front of your face into the face of that depression dummy. Visualize that target and let those punches snap with the pulse in the breath. And we're going for 20 breath of fire punches in 3, 2, 1. Deep breath in through the nose to the belly. Long exhale out the mouth. Remember, you want to put some twist in those shoulders and really use the body to toss those punches. Because when we develop power in martial arts in those striking techniques, it all comes through the entire body. It's kind of a sweet science of how to use our entire body at once and get rid of that energy, put that energy in a healthy direction. So really think about those shoulders rotating when you toss those punches, even though they're nice and light, nice and snappy, and get that twist in motion back going. Boom, boom. Remember to keep the knees a little bit bent. It'll help you in that rotation. Keep the heels light or slightly off the floor. That'll help with that rotation as well. And let's go for another 20 breath of fire punches in 3, 2, 1. Deep breath in the nose to the belly. Long exhale out the mouth. Check in with how you're feeling. You might feel that energy building up. That's normal. That's part of the process. We're going to go for another 20 if you're feeling all right. In 3, 2, 1. Deep breath in the nose to the belly. Long exhale out the mouth. And now, we're going to move right in to another tool set, a meditation tool set, a calming breathwork tool set. And if you're feeling right now that activated energy, if you've been participating at home and you've been throwing those punches and you feel that energy built up, we're about to take full control of that somatic experience that you're going through right now and change it over to a calm, peaceful, relaxed one. So if you guys out here would like to take a seat, that's fine. Or if you want to do the standing, that's fine too. I just want you to be as comfortable as possible. So I'm going to get down nice and low into cross-leg position, into a comfy space. And you guys at home, my tripod is breaking as we speak. You guys at home, find yourselves a comfy position to sit in, and we're going to do this thing. We're going to tune into that power of breath first, and then we're going to build on it with a few other techniques. Go ahead and get into a comfy space, and use those hands again as a guide, one over the chest, one over the belly. We're going to return to that diaphragmatic breathing tool, but this time we're going to do it in a proven method. It's called the 4-7-8 method. So it's going to be a 4-second slow inhale through the nose. We're going to hold the breath for 7 seconds, and then slowly exhale for 8 seconds. And this is the wrong back. There it is. That's nicer. All right, let's tune into the power of that breath. Hand over the chest, sit up nice and straight, head up straight, relax the shoulders, relax the jaw, relax the face. Take that deep breath in through the nose for 4 seconds to the belly. Now hold on to it for 7 seconds. 8-second exhale here. And again, 4 seconds in through the nose to the belly. Hold on to it. 8-second exhale here. Now if you want to enhance it, you can enhance it by closing the eyes and visualizing that breath again, entering your body, filling the belly. And as you sit with it for 7 seconds, I want you guys to get introspective a little bit. I want you to ask yourself in your mind how you feel in that moment as you're holding on to that breath. How does your body feel? So we're going to take that 4-second breath into the belly. We're going to hold for 7 and ask ourselves, how do I feel in this moment? Let's do it together. 4 seconds in. Hold on to it. And ask yourself, how do I feel? How does my body feel? How does my mind feel? 8-second exhale through the mouth. And again, 4 seconds in through the nose to the belly. Nice and slow. Hold on to that breath. And as you sit with it, ask yourself how you feel in this moment. 8-second exhale here. And again, we're going to keep this pattern going through the whole next session, but we're going to modify it with a couple of different things that can help you enhance their experience. So keeping those eyes closed and visualizing that breath. As we take that breath in this time and we sit with it, I want you guys to remind yourselves that you're the ones who are putting in the work. You are the ones who brought yourself here to this state of mind, and this state of being. Take that deep breath in, 4 seconds to the belly. And as you sit with that feeling, remind yourself that you brought you here. You're the one putting in the work. And you're the one who deserves this peace that you are giving yourself right now in this moment. Exhale 8 seconds, long and slow. We're going to do it again. Deep breath in, 4 seconds to the belly. Oh, as you sit with that breath, remind yourself you're the one who brought you here. Second exhale, long and slow. Continue that breathing pattern, and this time we're going to switch it up a little bit. As you hold on to that breath and you tune into that feeling, I want you guys to affirm in your mind that you deserve this break. So I want you to say it in your mind, in whatever voice comes out of your mind. I deserve this. as you sit in that peace that you're giving yourself in this moment. Take that deep breath in, 4 seconds to the belly. Hold on to it and affirm in your mind, I deserve this. Long and slow, let it go. Long exhale. Now we're going to start to shift the focus over to the exhale on this next one. It's another tool. We're going to take that deep breath in again to the belly, 4 seconds. Hold on to it. We're sitting for 7. And when you exhale, I want you to imagine what it's like to let go of expectations. All expectations. The ones you put on yourself, the ones that come from others. Just imagine blowing them away with that breath. Long exhale here. Take that deep breath in again, 4 seconds to the belly. Hold on to that power of peace that you are giving yourself in this moment. Long and slow, exhale those expectations. One more round, 4 seconds into the belly. Hold for 7. Exhale those expectations, 8 seconds. That is the end of our routine. I hope that you guys have found some tools in that mix that work for you, something that you can feel, something that you can take with you, and add to your toolkit to arm yourself for a fight towards better mental health. Because we all deserve it, and we all have the opportunity to help ourselves for free. We don't have to worry about how much it costs, because there's other people sharing tools that work for them right now as well. So please do continue to use what's good for you. Share your experience with the world so that we can help each other. And if you'd like to support what I'm doing, please take a sticker that's up on the front desk and give us a follow. We're creating free mental health programs for everybody in need, and the only way that I can find businesses to support it is if people follow the account. So if you guys would be so kind to help me out, I will be here, not here physically, but here virtually every single day at 6 o'clock if you'd like to tune in. And I will never stop showing up for me. I hope that you guys will show up for you and we can benefit from each other. Until next time, I'll catch you guys. Same sack time, same sack channel, same sack life. Sack man out.